Sam Mirajovsky, he's the host of What's Right Show on iHeartRadio. We also have David Carlucci, former New York State Senator and author of President Next. Also, Savannah Craven is an activist and journalist. Going to have a discussion about Summer Lee, the congresswoman there. So, Sam, I'll start with you just at the baseline here. What do you think of those comments?
Well, I think it's just reprehensible. I mean, the idea of this country that has welcomed so many immigrants, that have built us up into what we are from all walks of life, to be denigrated like this, I think is just silly, and I think it's actually hugely. I think it's a major problem, and it's not the dialogue that we need right now. It's absolutely subpar.
David, attacks on law enforcement up 8,000%, according to data from DHS here. Your thoughts on those comments, and do comments like that obviously lead to kind of the polarization we're seeing in the country right now?
Well, I think the Congresswoman is frustrated. You see that from a lot of Americans right now. And she's articulating a lived experience, one that I haven't walked in her shoes, so I can't compare that. But I think it's not about the slogan. It's about how do we address the wrongs and right this ship. And right now, we've seen, particularly out of Minneapolis, I think Americans across the United States are watching in fear of what is happening to that city and do not want that to happen in their city. They want law enforcement working together at all levels, and it takes two to tango. And it's that the federal government has to work with the local government, and it works both ways. So we can't just point the finger and say the feds are wrong or the local government is wrong. We both have to recognize that they have to work together, and there are ways that we can get our violent criminals out of this country. But when you go across and are just, profiling people, and demanding documents and are masked agents, that terrifies people, and that's the situation we have. So, yes, the rhetoric has to be calmed down, but we have to look towards solutions and not just, playing sound bites.
Well, Savannah, I'll get to you in a second. David, what about those who haven't committed a crime, but they have come through the border illegally, period? That's it.
Well, they could follow, Nicki Minaj and, kiss the president's butt and get a gold card or whatever you call it. I mean, it's absurd. If you've come here illegally, there should be a pathway to citizenship. And that's something that we should work on, because even the president acknowledges this. He wants to pick and choose and cherry pick what type of people we're deporting. Meanwhile, he won't go after, certain farm workers, which I appreciate, because I hope our food prices remain stable. He's not going after Korean battery manufacturers. And he's criticizing his own direction to go and just deport anyone they see. And then he second guesses that and even criticizes ICE for doing what he asked them to do. So you can't have it both ways. We should be prioritizing, and that's not what's happening. We're wasting billions of dollars to go and terrorize people. That shouldn't be the case. There are people that need to be deported. Let's focus on those people.
Savannah, first off, start with the Congresswoman, your thoughts about the comments that she has made, but then also finding a pathway to citizenship for the roughly 15 to 20 million people that came through under Democrats' watch under Joe Biden.
Yes, well, Congresswoman Lee, she says America is doing American things. What an extensive vocabulary there. But seriously, we're defending Americans. We're deporting people who have illegally entered the country. And on top of that, many have committed violent crimes. They're rapists, pedophiles, MS-13 gang members. Why are they so upset? Trump wants to put America first. That's what he ran on. And there is no better country, I can say, as a brown woman, for black and brown people, and women especially.
Sam, I want to ask you a follow-up on that. Democrats import 15 to 20 million people. They come in under their watch. Should there be largely a pathway to citizenship eventually for that group of people?
Well, absolutely not. And I'm glad you're asking the question, because this was a deliberate Democrat business plan.
Well, this is the real question at hand. This is,
right.
Everyone is in agreement of deport criminal, illegal aliens that have committed violent crimes. But the real crux of the issue is what to do with the 15, 20 million potential voter base for Democrats that came into the country here. That's really what this is all about.
Yeah, and my parents came to this country legally in 1977, and I can tell you that they, along with many, many legal immigrants that did it the hard way, are incensed that there would be an expectation that you break the law, you come here, and then you get to stay. Magically, your illegal conduct is validated, and it also flies in the face of all the people who did it the right way and who went through the steps and all that. And there's another component to this, which is, the people have been given an immense amount of money. They've been given lodging. They've been given, basically, a lot of benefits. Some have even been given, social security numbers. It's just the entire program over the last, the 4 years of the Biden administration was intended to bring in as many people. If we validate it, if we allow it if we sanctify it at this point, I think it's the wrong move for the country, and it also really is a slap in the face of everybody who did it the right way.
David, do you have a response to that?
Yeah, I do. Look, talk to any economist. We need a nation of immigrants. That's what we were founded on. And I can appreciate my friends here talking about it's not fair to everyone else. Well, I understand, I appreciate that, but we have to make practical choices. And to deport 15 million people from this country will have us live in an occupied state. I don't want that. I don't want to go to checkpoints. I don't want to have to carry my birth certificate everywhere I go. And thank goodness I don't have an accent, so I won't be profiled. I mean, it's absurd. It's ridiculous. We have to deal with the facts and reality. And that means, just like Ronald Reagan talked about and other Republican presidents, we need a pathway forward. We can fix the problems at the border. We can make sure we have a safe border, and we can deport the people that Savannah is talking about. But that is not what's happening. And it is a diversion of resources that is making us unsafe. It means that we're going after the cleaning lady, the farm worker, etc., but we're not going after the real national security threats. I mean, just look at Gabbard was over in Georgia talking about elections. What about terrorists that are plotting to do harm to our country? And that's the problem. I am worried that the president is diverting important, precious resources to other things that are not keeping Americans safe. That's the problem. We have to be focused, and we're losing that focus.
Right, I think you need to be focused on all of that. Obviously, the main job of the president is to keep the country safe, but a large reason why he was elected was to correct the border disaster and everything that came along with it.